Good morning, everyone. It's wonderful to see you all here and to be gathered in this way on a Monday morning to start our week. And I just want to say welcome to each and every one of you and to talk just a little bit about where we are. It's the 1st of March, and we began this back in January, if I remember correctly, thinking that it was going to be a very long, hard winter. And indeed, it has not been an easy one, that's for sure. But it has been a little bit easier on some people because of the rollout of the vaccines. And it's like there's light at the end of the tunnel, a very long, long, long tunnel in this last year. We're coming up on the point a year ago where everything got shut down. A couple weeks, we're away from that in the beginning of March. And I would like to talk about the ways in which what gives us our courage, what to go on, what gives us our ability to have joy in what we have in our lives comes from the heart, comes from the heart. And so today I want to do a meditation that is all about the heart, because the heart is a really important part of who we are. And we're coming into the spring. We're coming into the time of year, here in North America anyway, where we'll get longer and longer days, where we will have warmer and warmer weather, hopefully. Right now it has rained for 3 days solid, but that's just helping to fill up my lake again. So I'm happy about that. So let's take a moment. Drop inside if you would. Get your feet on the floor. Yeah. Get something behind your back so you're resting comfortably. Resting comfortably. Yeah. And then allow your eyes to close. Take an easy breath, allowing your attention to drop deep inside, wherever it feels comfortable to begin today. Just simply noticing where you are, what's happening inside. I'm noticing for myself that it's been a very busy morning up until this point. So what's happening is that I'm feeling the charged quality inside my being, and I'm noticing that I can slow it down just by breathing, and by letting my breath slow down. Good. Good. Yeah. Good. So whatever you're bringing to the call today, allow yourself to simply become aware of it. Become aware of it. As you breathe and you drop inside, perhaps noticing the rise and fall of your chest or your backbone, feeling your belly rising and falling, noticing how your sitting bones feel supporting you with whatever your buttocks are resting on. Yeah. Noticing how your legs and feet feel this morning. Yeah. Yeah. And then take a moment and gently place your hand on your heart and just simply ask, what would feel most nourishing and nurturing to my heart this morning? And really drop inside. Feel the beating of your heart. Feel the ways in which the rise and fall of your lungs and the beating of your heart are synchronized in a way. Good. Good. And as you listen to your heart and you take stock of where it is right now, know that you can really, by being honest with yourself and with your heart, you can begin to see what it is you need this morning at a heart level. And as I said to you all earlier, my heart's beating a little fast because I've been racing around getting a lot done. Your heart might be feeling like it's small and working too hard, or it might feel like it's heavy, or it may feel like it's tight, like a tight fist, or it may feel easy and full, and all it really needs is more oxygen and more attention. So simply notice what's going on in your heart right now. Listen. See what images pop in. Feel the sensations. However you receive information from your inner landscape, allow yourself to receive it right now. And once you get a bead on how your heart's doing this morning, we're going to give it just a little bit of help to begin with before we actually start into filling it up. I'm going to ask you to do what I call the hug yourself exercise. And so I'm going to place one hand on one shoulder and the other hand on the other shoulder. So it's like I'm hugging myself, and I'm going to let my back roll forward and breathe. Particularly breathing into your spine. And letting it stretch and open right there behind your heart, where the deep well of the heart begins. And you may want to let yourself rock to one side, and then perhaps rock to the other side. Yeah, allowing your ribs the space. And then slowly uncurling when you've given yourself enough of a hug. Take your time with this. If you want more time, take it. Good. And notice how it feels now back in the deep well of your heart. Yeah. Good. I'm noticing in my own spine that it feels warmer, that it feels wider and longer, and that there's more space back there, which feels really good. Oftentimes, when we're talking about the heart, I speak to the fact that most of us are people who care for others, and so we are constantly radiating our love and our compassion. And generally that comes right from the front of your heart. And the deep well of the heart that's in back, what I call the deep heart, gets forgotten. We forget to love ourselves. So we're beginning today by loving ourselves, stretching out that area, opening it up, so that as you drop your awareness down to your feet, feeling the earth beneath you, putting down root beams, light beams, roots of awareness, or rivers. I kind of like the root beam idea. That's kind of a fun. Yeah, stretching out down into the earth too. It's Monday morning. We're just waking up, saying to the whole inner landscape, hey, hey, I'm with you. What do you need? What do you need? Yeah. And then asking your feet, what would nourish and nurture you most this morning? Take a nice easy breath and let your feet fill from the bone marrow right out to your skin with whatever sensations would nourish and nurture them most. And as you exhale, you can let go of anything you no longer need. Next, ask your ankles and your calves and your knees what would nourish them most. And on your next inhale, breathe it right in from the earth. Good, good, good. Letting all the nooks and crannies of your knees fill with nourishing sensation. Yeah. And then moving on into your thighs. What would nourish and nurture from the very core of your femurs all the way out to your skin? What sensation, what color, what texture, what sound, what hum would nourish them most? Take a deep breath and let it in. Good, good. And rounding the curve into your pelvis. Asking here, the big sturdy bones that form the pelvic bowl, your sacrum and back, your two ilia, your whole digestive tract and reproductive system, or the space where they used to be, if they're no longer there. Ask this area, what would nourish and nurture us most here? Take an easy, deep breath, continuing to draw in from the earth, soaking it in. Good, good. Allowing your spine to fill. Ask your spine, what would nourish and nurture you most, spine? Yeah. Taking a deep breath again. Allow your spine to be filled with what would nourish it most at a pace that works for you. Good. Good. Yeah. And your midsection, right up into your heart and your lungs, your ribs, your chest. Yeah, what would nourish this area? What felt sense, what color, what texture, what sound, a hum or a wave? And allow that to flow in. Set the intention, open to receiving. And let the heart know that we'll be back in a moment to fine-tune this river that we're setting in motion within ourselves, connecting us to the earth and the heavens. And moving on, ask your shoulders, your upper chest, down your arms and into your hands. What would nourish and nurture you most here? Yeah. And breathe it in. Receiving it, opening, setting the intention and letting it just gently soak in. Yeah. Next, asking your throat, your cervical spine, on up into your face and your jaw, your whole cranium. What would nourish and nurture you most from your neck up? Would it be a temperature, color, texture? Just ask and notice what shows up. Notice what shows up as you take really nice, easy, deep breath. Good. Good. Yeah. And as your cranium fills, you can take your hand and just lift up on your hair right there. Or if you don't have any hair right there, then you can scratch the top of your head. Yeah. Yeah. Good. Good. Exhaling what you no longer need. Inhaling with each inhale what would nourish and nurture you most. Every cell of who we are knows what it needs. If we just slow down and tune in. If we simply slow down and tune in. So take a moment now. Put your hands on your heart again. Drop inside a little deeper. Notice how your heart feels now. From the very beginning of what we've been doing, you've been slowing down time. We asked it, we looked and saw the state of your heart to begin with. Yeah. And then we grounded and filled, connecting to the earth beneath us and to the heavens above us. And your heart, knowing what it needs, is now in this river, this rich river of nourishing sensation. Let it soak up exactly what it needs to be full, relaxed, energized. Yeah. To let it take up all its space in your chest. Yeah. From the front all the way to the back. Take another breath and let it fill all the way to the back. Side to side. Top to bottom. Oh, nice. Nice. Yeah. And notice what your heart has for you now. What's the felt sense of it now? You've taken the time to listen to it, to get into the river of life, if you will, by grounding and filling, and to take the time to let it soak up whatever would nourish it most. So, I'm going to ask you one more question to your heart. What does your heart need today in order to stay full, to stay juicy, to let it be full, so that your courage to be who you are, your ability to touch your joy and to hold your pain is there? Yeah. Good. Good. And you might find that your heart's giving you the image of putting a timer on your phone and, every hour stopping and taking 3 deep breaths, putting your hands on your heart. You may get the image of taking a nap this afternoon, or a walk, or eating some particular food that your heart loves, that really helps your heart health. So I'd love to hear in the chat box just 1 or 2 words what your heart is telling you right now, how it feels and what it needs for the day as you go into your day, to love yourself and to love those in the world around you. So I'll give you a moment to do that. I noticed when I dropped really deeply into my heart that my heart was saying to me to drop back frequently throughout the day, to remember my backbone, to settle back in. And when I actually even see it in my mind's eye, my heart drops back, slows down a little, sinks in, and spreads out. Yeah. So I would love to hear what you all are seeing and feeling. Thank you. Katya says, my heart needs space. Loved and connected from Lise. Allow myself to move slowly and to stay here and now. Ooh, Connie says, plump me up with love. I love that. Acceptance, forgiveness, and love. Oh, that's marvelous. Continuing compassion today from Tim, Lisbon. And Maruna says, yes, my heart needs space. And Kathleen says, my heart needs rest. And my heart needs time in nature this week. Madeline Marie, I love that. Shelley Larson says, loved and the continual connection to this source of energy. Absolutely. And Bridget McCormick says, full front to back, warm and connected. I love that. Dory May says, quietude for a few minutes every 3 hours. Oh, thanks, Dory May. That's great. And Maruna says, thank you for this. Feels soft and relaxed from Carrie Phelps. Gentle respect, Joan says. Jody Gray says, rest. And Bridget says, asking for joy and laughter. Thank you for this. I've been needing it for a while. Sitting deep inside. Assurance. Yes, Antara Desai, thank you. Thank you, each one of you. This was wonderful. It's wonderful to share this with you. And I just really want to let you know that I'm really loving doing this with the community and connecting with each other every Monday morning, remembering that there is a group of kindred spirits, of like-minded souls, like-hearted souls, full-hearted souls out there who love to gather and connect with each other, even if we can only do it online at the moment. So please do, feel free to invite like-hearted souls to join us, anyone that you know, the Facebook group, so that they can come into Facebook Live and do this on Monday mornings or catch the recording later on in the week. It's also published on YouTube and later on in the day, so you can come back to it there as well. Thank you all for joining me, and have a wonderful, wonderful week.